yeah, 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 yeah. Cause I got these mouths to feed. Then I think about where I've been, and I must believe that if he did it, he'll do it again. God has been too good to me. Every good and perfect thing, let's see what today may bring. For my good, for my good, it's so working. For my good.
Hi you guys, it's Ivy. I hope you can hear me. Let me know if you can. I'm trying to open up the comments. I had to go and grab my meatloaf out of the oven, and speaking of that, I forgot to turn off the timer, so I'm gonna have to run back out for just a second and turn off the timer. I'm pulling up the chat, or trying to, on my iPad, because I was able to keep up with the chat better the other day when I did that. So let me turn down the volume. I hope you guys are doing good. Let me run and turn off my oven timer real quick. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, Mandy. How are you? Hi, Penny. Hi, Elizabeth. I hope you guys are doing good today. I am so excited. I have got a couple of things to share. Okay, let's see. Where do we start? Let me think. I don't have any haul necessarily. I did get a couple new paint brushes, these quill brushes from Hobby Lobby. Oh, sorry, I forgot to give my dog his treat. He's complaining. He's like, listen, lady, treats first, chat later. Okay, hi Shar, hey. Okay, so I got those paint brushes. I got these paints from Magello Mission Gold. These are their tourmaline granulating paints, and they are gorgeous, and they are really, really good quality. Take that from a complete watercolor novice. Okay, I do have quality watercolors, and I am assuming these are good quality because they compare to the other watercolors that I have, right? So most of my watercolors are Daniel Smith. Almost all of them are Daniel Smith, and then I have a few Holbein and a few Winsor Newton Professional, and I have like one golden core watercolor, and these compare, I think, to those, and they're gorgeous. And you get 5 big tubes for, I think this was $28 or $29 on Amazon. And it comes with a palette and all that kind of stuff. I'm not using it that way because I already took them out and put them in pans. And I am going to put them in my watercolor system. But I just wanted to share, they're inexpensive. Like I said, it's $28. You get 5 tubes, 5 generous tubes of watercolor paint. So I'm excited about that. And I'm going to do some coloring, y'all. This week, my creative time has been used up because I'm redoing my swatching system. So what that means is that I'm changing the size of my system, so I'm having to re-swatch almost everything. The only things I haven't had to re-swatch are things that I had previously in a system this same size, so I was just able to put them back into this system. But here's my watercolor book, Lord. Y'all, I have watercolor on the brain because, you know, for me, it's water until I win, okay? Until I understand it and until I'm functional with it, or what's the word? Proficient at watercolor. But this is my swatch book is what I meant to say, that I'm switching over to. So all of my, oh, that's a glare. This is just the cover. I'm re-swatching everything. These are my acrylic paints. I always put them first, one, because it's A, acrylic, and then B, because acrylic is my first love when it comes to color. But I've only swatched this one page. I still have 2 pages of acrylic paint to swatch, you guys. I've swatched my watercolor paints, so this page and these 2 pages are watercolors. My Prismacolor, because those are my favorite pencils. And I haven't swatched any of the other pencils. Now these I had in my other system. I am going to redo them because they're just, you know, messy. But these are my King Art gel sticks and my oil pastels. These are my Montmartre oil pastels and my Mungyo oil pastels. I'll put this back in. And then my Soho oil pastels. All of those were in my other system. These are some acrylic markers that I had that I'm giving away. These are acrylic markers. These are some pencils that I do not have anymore, but they are some old swatches. This is when I had the Color set of 300. I've given that one away. And then this was another Color set that I had gotten for my mom. I think it was a set of 120. My book inventory, my uncolored books. These are my pan pastels. I'm not swatching them because when you look at the pan pastel, they look exactly like the color that they are. And so, but I did want to keep track of which ones I have and which ones I don't have. There aren't many that I don't have. The shaded boxes, are colors they don't sell. These are my craft paints, which I swatched, which I'm surprised they got swatched early in the process as opposed to last. These are craft paints. These are my Distress inks. And I have the Distress inks, the regular ones, and the Distress Oxide inks. What I actually swatched here are the Distress Oxides, but the colors are, you know, their color system is what it is. Hi, Emily! I love how you have the swatch sheets in that binder. I just have mine in the case it came with. Well, you know what? There are multiple ways to do it, right? You could keep your swatches with the items, or you can have a swatch book. I like to have a swatch book because it's just in one place. You know, I never have to go looking for my swatches. I know that they're right here in this book, and I keep this book on my table. So it's, you know, it's not like it's floating around. But these are my Distress inks. I just stamped those out, these 2 sides. These are my Zig Art and Graphic twin markers, you guys. These are my favorite dual tip markers. I've said this many times recently, but they are comparable to the Tombows, but I think they're better. I also do love the King Art dual tip brush pens as well, but these are my favorite. So anyway, these are those swatches. When I was swatching these, because I just got these markers recently, like within the last 6 weeks or so, I didn't realize that I was missing some. because I ordered them all open stock. I didn't buy like a set of them. And so, yeah, I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 colors. Yeah, so I'm ordering those 9 colors, but that's what that is. These are my Copics. They got swatched early because I love my Copic markers, you guys. I'm a Copic girl. I'm not a Ohuhu girl. I know everybody's on team Ohuhu. Everybody's on team Ohuhu, but I'm still team Copic, okay? I've been rolling with Copic for a while. These are my Caran Pigment Deco brush markers, and these are the Caran Brush Marker Pros. I guess I've swatched quite a few things. I re-swatched all of my gel. These are not all of my gel pens, but these are all of the Pentel Matte Hop and the Sakura Jelly Rolls. These are the Moonlight, the Glaze, the Stardust, and the Metallic. I don't really have the classic jelly rolls because I prefer the Moonlight. These are my Fudenosuke pens from Tombow. My Posca markers on these 2 pages. Now, Posca only has so many colors, but then you can have that same color in multiple tips. So that's how I did it. I have the Sunshine Yellow in the 1M, the 3M, and the 5M, but not the 8K. These are the only size tips that I have, really, except I do have the 1MR for white, because I basically have all the tips in white. But y'all, look, I have not swatched my pencils other than my Prismas. So this is for my Derwent Drawing, Derwent Lightfast, Caran d'Ache Luminance. No swatching done, you guys. So this rest of this weekend, I guess I'll be swatching, because I do believe in swatching. Now, these are for the watercolor pencils. That's why I have the box divided in 2, so I can have one side unactivated and one side activated. So that's how I'm doing the Albrecht Dürer pencils and the Derwent Inktense. There's definitely not a rush to swatch the Albrecht Dürer because I'm going to swatch the Polychromos right here, and so the colors are the same. So, but I definitely have to swatch the Inktense, because you guys know the Inktense is not, it's deceiving you when you first put it down, okay? It's telling tales out of school. The Inktense do not reveal who they are until they are activated with water. So I'm definitely going to have to swatch those. My Derwent Graphitent, my Caran d'Ache Neo Arts. Y'all, look at all the swatching I still have to do. My Neocolor 1s. I don't even have the chart in here yet for my Neocolor 2s. I guess I have the Pan Pastel chart in here twice. But yeah, that's it. And I still have other stuff. Y'all, this weekend I'm going to be a swatching person. Okay, so you guys know that I had certain books that just really had paper that I don't enjoy, or either a lot of images I don't enjoy. I ended up scanning those books in, or even some of them I didn't even scan the whole book, just the pages that I actually wanted to color. And I've learned something from that process. One thing I already knew: when you have your book scanned in, you can put them on whatever paper you like. But another thing I took advantage of recently, you guys, so this book, hold on, let me grab it. I love this book. Y'all, have so many books that are uncolored, and I am getting busy. Hey, Hadassah, hi. Y'all, Hadassah is so awesome. We are doing some buddy coloring. Helping each other with these uncolored books. Okay, I hope you got my message about the random page for us. But anyway, so I love this book. It's kind of got a little bit of that Zen doodly vibe, but not really bad to me. I don't know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. When I first saw this book, I really didn't think it was for me. But when I started seeing colored pages, I realized it is for me. And the other thing that made me know it was for me is I started exploring the Millie Murata books more and trying to learn how to color those. And once I started to learn how to color Millie Murata, I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely one that I'm going to get. It's a gorgeous book. But so I want to color this page right here. So now this book, it survived the scanning and all that because it actually does have really good paper, but I scanned it in so I could put it on watercolor paper because it's water until I win. But let me show you guys what I figured out. So here it is printed on hot press paper. This is the Fabriano Studio Hot Press, which is 25% cotton, which is fine, right? So it's scanned in and it's printed, and this paper is in the book is wider than this. Two things I learned. You see how I could resize it? Now, I think I recognized that before, but you know how you recognize something and then you forget? So, yeah, I was like, oh, I could resize it, right? So I sized it down a little bit. But then the other thing that I figured out is the line work, especially once I sized it down, it's very dark line work. Look, you guys, I can make it lighter, especially since I'm going to be using watercolor. Now these, this one I adjusted the line work to make it gray, like a darker gray, as opposed to black. I didn't size it down like I did this one. I just wanted to adjust the gray to the gray and see how that works. So that's two things I figured out. If you scan your book, you can, and I didn't scan this whole book. I literally just scanned this one page. But you can resize it and you can make it gray if you want. Like if the line work is too heavy or too dark for what you want to do. So that's two things. The other thing, I'm going to have to print something so I can show you guys. But yeah, this is a page I definitely want to do like ASAP. So that's why I went ahead and printed that out. Then I have a page in here that I need to do for Shannon's prompts. But I wanted to use watercolor for that as well. So I did this one. I scanned this image in as well. Now this one I had to make a couple of other adjustments because the background here is like a cream color. So I had to adjust it so that the background would be white. So when it printed, it wouldn't print weird. So, but here's the other thing. I guess I'll leave that there while I do this. Let me show you the other thing I found out. Let me open this and print this page. Oh, that's not what I meant to open. You know how you're trying to do something and you always end up clicking the wrong thing? That's what I just did. Okay, here we go, and here. So I hope that everybody's week is going well. Now you guys know I'm on Water Till I Win, but that doesn't mean I'm not using other mediums. I am using you know, pencils on top, or I'm using markers, and I'm still using all the things. I just have like more of a water focus because I really want to understand and be proficient with it. Okay, so let me print this image real quick. I hope this will print right because I have a different size paper in there than normal. Okay, it's gonna print. We'll just see if it prints off to the side or something. Okay, so my laser printer is acting up, and so I've been having to print my images on inkjet paper. So this is watercolor paper. This is the Canson XL. And let me put some water in here and just show you. So because I'm having to use this inkjet printer, which I use regularly anyway, but just not for art stuff like this, look at what happens. Look at how it's not cured, the ink. And so when you put water on it, it like smears the paint. I mean, the lines act like watercolor paint or something. And it is terrible. And I was painting a page and all the colors were looking really dull and it was looking terrible. And it was because this gray was blending in with the whatever the watercolor is that I was putting on top. So now there's two issues. One, if you have an inkjet printer, you need to have an inkjet printer with the right kind of ink. And by that I mean that it has pigment ink in it. So if it has pigment ink, then it will stay. It will be ink that you can use with alcohol markers, etc., etc. So this one I had, my inkjet printer does have pigment ink, but the other issue is, one, it has to have the right kind of ink, but then the second thing is it has to cure or fully dry. So you can, I've been experimenting with it, you can set this aside and let it cure for like 24 to 48 hours. Or if you're like me and you print your page right when you want to color it, you can just heat set it. Because that's the difference between an inkjet printer. One difference between an inkjet printer and a laser printer: the laser printer heat sets the ink. The inkjet printer does not. So some inkjet printers don't have pigment ink, so it doesn't matter about heat setting it. But if your inkjet printer has pigment ink, then you will be able to heat set it. And as soon as you heat set it, you can use watercolor. So I'm going to mute myself for just a second while I heat set this with my heat tool, and then I'm going to show you guys the difference. Okay, so now I heat set that, hopefully long enough, and then we put some water on there. See how it's not turning, it's letting you use the water now. So if you're impatient and you don't want to wait for the inkjet ink to act right, then just heat set it. Now, if you are patient and you have a lot of foresight, like you're going to do these 2 pages this month or whatever at some point, and you just print them out today and set them aside, they will eventually cure on their own. But sometimes, like I said, it can take up to 2 days for that to happen. And I don't have that kind of patience. I should have that kind of patience, but I'm being candid, I don't. Let me show you guys these colors too while I'm at it. These Magello colors are gorgeous. Are any of you all just pencil only people? Like, you're purists? You're like, only pencils in my coloring books? Or do you like to use all the things? Because me, you guys already know, I like to use all the things. Hadassah, water till I win. Exactly. Look at how pretty these are. Look at that. It's called Ocean Green. Oh, let me get a paper towel. I just love these colors. I'm falling in love with watercolor, you guys, but it hasn't taken over for acrylics just yet. And maybe it's because the process, I just enjoy a canvas, an easel, the whole process of that. This one is Azure Blue. What was this one? This yellow. It's so pretty. Sunrise yellow. This one is Mahogany Brown. That doesn't sound exciting, does it? Mahogany Brown. Ooh, that will make pretty brown skin. Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, I was saying it was going to be a boring color. It is not boring at all. And this one is Aurora Red. I guess I can put it down here. Oh, so pretty. Oh, I love these colors. I have 2 sets of these Magello tourmaline paints. They have a set called Magello Mission Gold. I think the Mission Gold is their highest line of their paints, the best quality. So they have regular Mission Gold, and then this is the Mission Gold Tourmaline. And I have two of them, and they're not that expensive. I think one set I paid $26 for, and one set I paid $28 or $29 for. Aren't those gorgeous? I love it. I need to get them incorporated into my system. Look at that Aurora Red. It's this and this Ocean Green. So pretty. Okay, so let's pick a page to color today. So I have some options. I have this one, which I have on hot press and cold press paper. I need to do this image. This is a Camellia Angel Cova from her 50 Spring Miniatures book. And I need to do this because I'm in a Camellia Angel Cova group on Instagram. And they have a color theme each month. And I think you can color whatever book you want as long as it's Camellia Angel Cova and you use the color, you know, the color palette. So the color palette is a lot of yellows. So, I mean, I've never seen a yellow tiger, but hey, it could be the first. I also printed that same image on hot press paper in the gray, so that might be, this is hot. Do I want to do hot press or do I want to do cold? I'm going to do one of these two. That's it. It's going to be one. It's going to be A or B. Do you guys have any preference? Hey Rob, hi, how are you? Okay, so let me see. I've been doing so much like swatching. When I do have creative time the past several days, I've been doing like swatching or getting my swatch charts ready. I haven't really, I'm kind of rusty on actually creating. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This one will be, should be, Famous Last Words. Easy. I have to remember how to color her critter's eyes. I think the two little circles are the highlights. Is that right? I cannot remember how her eyes are so strange to me until they have color added to them. I'm gonna take this down because I am gonna use water. Let me grab a hardboard. I probably need to cut this down a little bit because I don't have much of an edge to add tape. Yeah, let me cut it just a skosh. Sorry if that was loud. I'm going to cut some of that off so I have room to tape. Let's see. We'll take a little bit off of this other side, and then I think we'll be good to go. All right, there we go. We are all set. I think they're beautiful too, Hadassah. That's the thing about coloring. Sometimes I'm like, I want to color, but I want to color everything at once. I'm looking for my tape, you guys, for the watercolor. Here it is. Do you guys ever have that where it's like you want to color 10 different pages? And you just are like, I want to color them all. There's only so much time in the day. I've been thinking, should I schedule, my creative time? I've never done that in the past. I've always just taken it as it comes, like toward the end of the day, oh, let me, paint or something. But do you guys schedule your time to create? Or do you just kind of like when you have free time, you just sit down and go at it? I think I probably need to schedule. The way my life is set up these days, I need to block out time and say to people, hey, don't call me on Saturday afternoon. I will be making art or something. I don't know. Because I find that sometimes I will just neglect the creative side of myself, and then that doesn't end up good. Okay. There we go. We're all set. Now, I don't know. The color palette that they had, I don't know if I could show it. I don't know how to. Do I even have Instagram on this iPad? Yes, I do. I will try to show you guys what the color scheme is. I am going to start with some sienna but first, let me get to my swatch. Now, what I usually do is I go to my swatches, and whatever swatch I'm using at the moment, I just pull them out like that. And then when I get done with that project, I just pop them back in like that. So yeah, I just pull them out because these are the swatches I'm about to work with right now. Yeah, I think sienna counts as yellow in a way. I'm gonna see if I can show you all. Here's the color palette. For April. Or this cycle or whatever. I'm not quite sure for this group if they do it like the color palette is the color palette for the month or something, because it kind of seems like they start their cycle like mid-month, like starting April 12th. This is the color palette for the next 3 weeks or something like that. I haven't quite sorted it out. I'm new to several of these Instagram groups, so I am trying to get a hang of what their different rules are. Let me grab a palette. And I'm going to scoot my watercolors over a little bit. They were a little bit far away. Sienna is what we're going to start with. I kind of feel like I would like to do a whole wash over the whole page, since it's going to mostly be yellow anyway, and the green is not going to be bothered by having a little bit of yellow underneath. The eyes might be the only thing that I want to avoid getting yellow on. But if I make the eyes green, I might just do a wash over the whole thing, and let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. I probably should be using a bigger brush for this part. And I probably also, you guys who are not new to watercolor, I probably should be using clean water too, instead of going from this mucky water, because I swatched those greens and blues straight into this paint. That's probably not what I want to do. Okay. I'm going to use this big brush to do a wash over the whole page. I sure am glad this one is cured. I didn't even think about it. What if I had just printed this just now? And then just plunk down all of this water. Okay. I'm going to water this down because I do want it to be a light color. You guys, this is me not knowing what I'm doing exactly, okay? So if it looks weird and kind of funky, just give me some tips. Now here's the only other issue is now I'm going to have to dry this. And I didn't have enough paint, I don't think. It doesn't seem like it. I'm loving watercolor, you guys. I had gotten those Holbein pencils a few weeks back, just a few of them. I think I might have bought 8 of them. And I really didn't get it. I didn't get why I would pay the prices that they're asking for, you know, what they are. They just, I mean, they're nice pencils. Don't get me wrong. They just didn't impress me. And I expected for that price to be impressed. So now I have a dilemma because you guys know I'm a member of the Full Set Syndicate. So my dilemma is, do I complete the set now that I have started buying them, or do I get rid of the 8 that I have? And anyway, hold on just a second. I'm going to mute the mic while I dry this. Okay, let me ask you something real quick. Do I have to dry this all the way before I move on to other colors, or no? Who knows? Who knows the answer? Hey, Linda! I'm trying something new to hopefully help me keep up with the chat. I am looking at the chat on my iPad, which I normally don't really use for anything other than playing some random games at night. So hold on, I'm trying to dry this, but that's my question, is if anybody knows. Do I have to dry it completely, or do I just dry it enough and then start back with what I'm doing? Okay, that's not dry all the way, but as I'm drying it, I'm kind of thinking that I want to put some more color, maybe in the, on these sides over, you know, around the perimeter, because that color that I ended up putting down is so light. Then I just feel like I need something else. Like maybe even this new color, this, what was it called? Mahogany brown. I can already tell I'm going to have to pull out another palette because I'm making a complete mess. You guys, I love these Magello gold tourmaline paints. I don't know what it is. And I randomly, you know how it is, I randomly saw someone on YouTube um using them or like doing an unboxing, and they were so pretty. It's some of the colors are just they're unbelievable. Uh-oh, so much brown. Now I need to go back to the yellow. That brown was trying to take over the world. I'm gonna have to dry this again. Watch. Okay. Don't laugh at my technique, because I really don't have a technique. Oh, I love those colors. Okay, that's better, I think. We're just gonna have to see what that's gonna be. We're gonna have to see what that's gonna be, because right now, I don't know. I have a feeling that I'm going astray. So hold on 1 second. I'm gonna hit this with the heat tool again, and then we're gonna move on to the central figure here. Hi Shannon, how are you? You guys, this iPad thing might be working out for me. In terms of keeping up better with the chat. I mean, I'm not perfect, but you know, small steps, small steps. Okay, back to the heat tool. Okay, I think that the paper is dry enough, although I've still got some pooling on the tape. We'll just soak that up so that we don't have a mishap later and drag that onto the image. And we'll move on to the central star of this thing. Let's see, what are we going to do? I know most of this stuff is going to be yellow. I'm wondering if I should use this new sunshine yellow. Let me look at that swatch. That's pretty bright. Or that's pretty bright too. I kind of feel like I need to stick with this, the Raw Sienna Light or the Nickel Azo Yellow. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with those. Let's see, what is the Nickel Azo Yellow giving? Maybe I will mix the Raw Sienna Light with this Sunshine Yellow and see what we have when we do that. I don't have any clean water, you guys. My water is completely... Both bowls are completely soiled, but that's okay. And then put some of this yellow in there. And then let's see what that is giving. That's good. Okay. We're going to make everything yellow because that's the theme for this page. I don't make the rules, you guys. The group makes the rules. I'm thinking these over here are leaves. So I'm going to not mess with that. You guys, I'm loving my new pencil storage. Since I decided to downsize my cases, because I had cases where I had multiple sets in each case, because for a while I thought that would be more efficient, right? You could just grab a case and you have 2 or 3 sets at once in the same small footprint on your desk. But I didn't end up loving that, so I downsized to a separate case pretty much for every set. The only set that is not just on its own, because one other thing I decided, so they have the sets that I like are those green ones that are floral, and they have this, they have the sizes I was using were the 200 pencil cases, the 250 and the 300, and I had pretty much settled on the 200 and the 250 cases. Because, for example, in the 200 case, I could put my Luminance and my Lightfast. And I feel like those pencils work well together. So I thought that was what I was going to want to do. But I didn't, in the end, really like it. So I went to the smaller cases. So the 120 case, which they don't have a 100 case. They only have 120. So I got 120 cases for the Luminance, a 120 case for the Lightfast, a 120 case for the Polychromos, and one for the Albrecht Dürers. And then my dilemma was what to do with the Derwent drawing pencils. Well, they have a 72 case. So I was like, oh, perfect. I'll get that for those. And, you know, I would keep my Prismas in a 200 case. Because I could put my Prismas, and I could also put the Prisma, the Very Thins and the Prismacolor Kohl Erase, which I like to sketch with sometimes. So I was like, okay, that'll be great. But then, you guys, I didn't like how it looked. Like the different sizes where I have my pencil cases, these big ones and the small ones. And what was really bugging me, more than the Derwent drawing pencil case being smaller, that was annoying me, but not that much. What was really bothering me was that huge Prisma case. And I was like, okay, I need to downsize this. But the problem is you can't really, they only have a 120 and then the next size up is 200. They don't have a 150. And so I was like, well, I'm stuck. You know, that's as small as I can go. But y'all, let me tell you what I came up with as my solution. And tell me what you think of this. I downsized my Prisma set to a set of 130. Because technically every case, when they say 72, really it fits 80. And when they say 120, really it fits 130. So I downsized my Prismas to a set of 130. I took out 20 Prismas. And at first I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to do that. But you know what? It wasn't that hard. I took out the I'm gonna use this mahogany brown again. I took out the metallics because I literally never use the metallics in any pencil set. Are you guys metallic folks or not? I don't think I'm on that team. I'm on team shiny and metallic all things except colored pencils. Let me make that correction. I love all the glitter. I love all the pearlescent paints. So I do like shine, but I don't know, something about the metallic. I put my hand right in that. Something about metallic colored pencils, they just, I don't know, I never use them. And I know people who, I've seen people who buy entire metallic pencil sets. That's not my ministry. I'm not called to that. I'm not called to that. But I was tempted though, you guys, to get the metallic Neocolor ones because I saw a page that the coloring chemist had done and it was so shiny and it was so pretty. But I know myself well enough to know I'm not going to use a metallic crayon or a metallic pencil. So I took out the metallics from the Prismacolor set. I took out the neons, which is funny because I love neon paints, but I never really too much use neon pencils. So I took the neons out. And then, is this part of the log that or the tree that he's on? I think so. I took out the metallics, I took out the neons. That was 6 pencils already. Then for each set of the grays, I took out the darkest gray. So of all the warm grays, I took out the darkest one. The cool grays, I took out the darkest one. Because those darkest colors are so close to black that I was like, if I get down to needing that dark of a shade, I'll just use black. So I took those out. That was 3 more colors. So I was up to 9 pencils gone. And I only needed to get rid of 11 more. And so I just went through all of my swatches. Since I'm redoing all of my swatches, it was really easy. This is kind of how I came to this idea, was I was working on my Prisma chart. And so just to show you guys, let me pull out my new Prisma chart. They're up here near the front because, of course, you know, Prisma got swatched first. But you guys, my Prisma set is now a set of 130. And this is it. And when I look at this set, I don't feel like anything is missing that I would want to use. So I'm very happy because now, by downsizing my Prisma set, I was able to get the 120 size pencil case. So now all my pencil cases are the same size. Even my Derwent drawing set, I ended up taking it out of the 72 case and putting it in a 120 case. And I have these rainbow pencils that I almost never use, but sometimes I do enjoy them. I put those in there with the Derwent drawing pencils, and I put those few Holbeins that I have in there. So all my pencil cases are uniform, and I love it. And I do love having smaller pencil cases. I really, really do. I think that that's for me. So now I have all those large pencil cases that I'm going to have to figure out what to do with. I'll probably end up giving those away because I'm, you know, I've already made my decision. So they can go to someone who wants to use a pencil case that holds 250 pencils or 300 pencils or, you know, 72 pencils or whatever. And I have a lot of those cases, you guys, because as I've been in the coloring world, I have gone through a few iterations of pencil storage systems trying to find what really works for me. And what I have now, you guys, I love it. I love the current system. So I probably have 6 or 7 pencil cases that I got off Amazon that need to find a new home. I've got a couple of giveaways that I need to ship out that I haven't shipped out yet. So I'll probably reach out to those people and see if they're interested in any pencil cases. If anybody who's listening is interested, just reach out to me on IG. I'm happy to send them on. Because otherwise they're just going to end up, they're still going to end up given away, but it'll just be to Goodwill or something. You guys, I think a yellow tiger is okay. He's not quite as like chickadee yellow as as they had on the color palette, but I still like it. I think it's yellow-ish. Hi, Bayou. Hi, Amy. Angela. Let me see. Did I miss anybody else? I love using pastel colored pencils. Pastels, I love. I didn't get rid of any of the pastel shades when I downsized my Prisma set. But what is this? Is this part of his body? I think so. But yeah, the metallics, it was not for me. And it's funny, as I was downsizing it and just getting rid of my metallics, somebody was doing a haul and they're like, I got these are the best metallic pencils ever. And I was like, you know what? I love that for you. I love that for you. I love for people to have the stuff that they really, really enjoy. Because I know I want to have stuff I really, really enjoy. I'm wondering, should I do his little tummy? Yeah. Because that's a light color and it's probably going to dry lighter. There's so many differences, you guys, between watercolor and acrylic. I'm trying to figure it out. You guys, loved acrylic paints because they can behave like almost any other paint. Of course, they have permanence, which is a major difference between acrylic and watercolor. You can't, re-wet them. But you can certainly dilute them enough that they, at least in the way that you apply them, they can mimic watercolor. What is this right here? Is this like a jungle vine or something? This going around like that? And I also don't know, what does the bottom of a tiger's foot look like? What color should that be? We're going to go ahead and make everything this raw sienna light. And then we're going to just adjust because we're not doing realism. We're using a yellow color palette that is dictating what we do. Now I am going to do certain things, like the white of his eyes is still going to be white. I guess I could put some light color in here. And then I'm going to put in some green, because if I remember correctly, on that color palette there was some green. Look, I closed it. I closed it. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, see, there's green in there with yellow, and there's also different, there's like creamy yellow, and there's some room because the color, the sienna, is kind of in this little, is that a squirrel? What is that little critter down there? Do you guys know? I think it's a squirrel, but it certainly is light in color, isn't it? So there's like the sienna color in this basket. So I think I'm okay. I'm still playing by the rules. Kinda. Sorta. Oh, I think I need the butterfly to be yellow too. Let's add some water. I forgot all about the butterfly. I was in somebody's live stream a couple of nights ago. It might have even been last night. I can't remember. But she was coloring a butterfly, and it was gorgeous. And it was so effortless. She was just laying down color, and it was just coming to life, more and more beautiful. I probably right now should be using a smaller brush, but why use a smaller brush when you can use your new brush that you just got? They had their brushes 50% off at Hobby Lobby, and I need a paintbrush like I need a hole in my head, but I got it anyway, so that's what it is. That's what it is. Okay, now we need a green, because I know one of the major colors that is available is green. I want his eyes to be green. Maybe this green gold. Let's do that. I love green gold. This palette is hanging in there. I was pretty sure I was going to have to switch to a new palette because I was making such a mess. Uh-oh. Wrong color. Wrong color. I am going to get a smaller brush, you guys. Hold on. Bear with me just a second. As I have been doing my spring cleaning, things are becoming much more organized. What made my spring cleaning a big project this year is having to incorporate the new things that I'm not used to having in here. And so this year with coloring, I've added lots of things that don't normally reside in here. So lots of sets of colored pencils. I've had to sort out how to store them, how I want to access them, because one, I need things to make sense. I need a system where I can easily and conveniently get to what I need. And I need it to be able to easily and conveniently put things away so that it doesn't become a mess, because a mess feels overwhelming to me. And I know some creative people swear that they can create in chaos. I cannot. So I needed, to find homes for these things in my life now that I've had them long enough to know that they're here to stay. And I know that coloring is here to stay. So I had to figure out what to do with all those pencils. And then the other thing I had to figure out, because it also is here to stay, and that is watercolor. All these watercolors, all these brushes, all these paints, all of the accoutrement of watercolor. That green is not dark enough. Oh my gosh. His eyes are electric right now. Anyway, so I had to figure out how to store all of that stuff and be able to access it. And it required some shuffling around of stuff that I normally already have in here. And then the other thing too is, so I added, because of adult coloring, all that watercolor, all those different pencil sets. What else did coloring add to my life? Neocolor 2s, Neocolor 1s. I wasn't using those until adult coloring. And then another thing too, so it's not just adult coloring that I added to my list of hobbies this year. I also added gel plate printing, which I haven't quite started yet, but there's a whole lot of stuff that goes with that. And then I also added art journaling, which is something else I never did, and there's a bunch of stuff that goes with that. So all of those things, I had to reshuffle my whole creative life and space to make room for. I'm going to put some of this Cinnabar green from Winsor & Newton in with that, and maybe that won't look quite as acidic. But yeah, but because I've been doing this huge clean out in terms of my spring cleaning, it's all coming together. It is all coming together. Everything is starting to have its home. And I love that. Are you guys like that too? Or are you kind of like, it could just be wherever? I just want to get in there and get started coloring, creating, painting, journaling, whatever it is. I don't want to have to think about, let me see if you guys can see that green. I don't want to have to think hard about anything. And that's my thing too. I am with you guys on that. I don't want to think hard about my setup, but I need my setup to make sense. It's just who I am. Let's see, maybe some sap green or olive green. Maybe a mix. Here's the olive green. And we're gonna maybe put some sap green with that for these leaves. But yeah, it has been so refreshing. So even though I'm redoing my swatching system and having to re-swatch all of my pencils, it's okay. It is okay. I love it because just as much as I love being creative, I love organizing. I love organizing stuff. I would organize my parents' whole entire house if my mom would let me. Because I go over there and I'm like, it's just so inefficient. It is so inefficient. Oh, you guys, I went over to Instagram to look at that chart and then I closed down my chat, which I need on this iPad so I can keep up with it. See, I'm missing Joan. Joan, welcome. Hi, Lori. Hi, you guys. I am over here doing Water Till I Win. You guys know 2026 I shall understand how these water-based mediums work. A couple of coloring objectives that I do have also for 2026 is I really want to know how to color like crystals and gems. And I want to because that's something I never like really painted. It was crystals or gems, but they show up a lot in coloring books. And pearls and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I have done pearls more so than like gems. So, I want to really get that figured out this year. And different metals other than just gold. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. You guys, I can't believe I finished that mermaid from last week. Because I have got a lot going on. And having the time to do the coloring and stuff that I want to do. That's another reason I needed to get organized. Is because, you know, that way I can come in and say, okay, today I want to do this hobby. And I needed to pretty much be ready to go. Let's see. I still am on the fence about whether I'm going to keep the Albrecht Dürer pencils and the Polychromos both. But I don't think it's fair to eliminate one until I really, really, really utilize them both quite a bit so I can decide. I think this right here is some sort of like vine. I'm going to call it a vine. So we're going to make it green. What do you guys think? Am I making a mistake here? I feel like it's a vine. I know I was saying this because last week was my first time using the Hobby Lobby hot press watercolor paper. I know it's not 100% cotton, but it is made by Fabriano and I really do like it. Now this paper, is this the Hobby Lobby? Yeah, this is the Hobby Lobby hot press. And the good thing about the Hobby Lobby hot press is it goes on sale regularly for 50% off because it's Master's Touch. And it is actually nice paper. When I put my pencils over the top of it when I was doing that mermaid last week, which I posted the mermaid on my page on YouTube, but on my community post. But the pencils were smooth on there because of course it was hot press paper, so it didn't have too much texture. I kind of feel like what I'm figuring out with watercolor is if I'm using cold press paper, I'm pretty much committed to using all water-based mediums on that whole page without bringing in any colored pencils, because I do not enjoy the feeling of a colored pencil on cold press paper. Nope, not for me. Okay, so we got that. His eyes are still doing weird things, but let's put some black on there so they won't be so weird. Where are my black colors? Oh, they're so far away. So far away at the top of the palette. I don't even know if this is going to be dark enough. I probably need to make sure I don't really dilute it. Or, in fact, let me get a really small brush for this little area. You guys see how I can just grab a brush and turn around? Because what I had before as my setup is my watercolor brushes were with all of my other paint brushes. So whenever I wanted to switch brushes, I would have to get up, go to my painting area where my acrylic brushes are, and get the watercolor brush and come back over here. Well, if I watercolor over here, I needed a space somewhere near me so that I could have my watercolor brushes. And now that I have that, I love it. Now here's the part where I don't understand how her eyes work. I feel like this part is supposed to be black, but I don't remember. Her eyes are so strange. Okay, I think this part is supposed to be black. You know, with a lot of these coloring pages, until you color in the eyes, especially if it's a page with people, until the eyes are colored so many times, they look so weird. I think that's how it goes. I don't know, you guys. I don't understand her eyes. I need to, because I love her books. I have like 3 of them. I didn't love the papers, so they all got scanned. But I love her illustrations. They're just like palette cleansers because they are so simple but cute. Okay. Yeah, I think that's right. He's looking less strange. That green is still acidic. I'm still going to have to change that. Let's see. I feel like I need to put some brown in his ears. But I don't want it to be too brown. Maybe like that. Let's see. Since I started really doing the water until I win, you guys, I have not really had the temptation to even to start any page with just pencil only. Ever since I kind of committed to water, I'm trying to think, have I started any page at all with just pencils? I don't think so. I think every page, and I don't think that's just a water till I win thing. I think that is a coloring thing. I just like to start my pages with something other than just straight pencil. I don't know, either markers, Neocolors. I just like to use all the stuff. I know a lot of you guys are like that too. I know Hadassah's with me. Like, let's use it all. I think I told you guys I'm bringing back my challenge next month. So if you want to join the multimedia coloring challenge, it will start up again May 1st. Now I've gone in a very brown direction since I put that color on the paws. I don't know what to do about that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We're gonna stick with it. Put a little edging, little shading around here. Yeah, I have to start with something, usually watercolor or water-based markers, something. But, oh. Here's the chat. I don't know what I did, you guys, but I lost the chat. Hold on. There you are. Okay. Hey, Mary. Hi, Brittany. You guys, I'm still over here on the watercolor. You guys, Mary is an artist. She shares her artwork on her channel, so check her out if you're interested in art. She colors also, you guys. She's team coloring too. But let's see. Oh, I need a paper towel or something because I got too much water right there. I ordered some different nail polish, Mary. I'm just waiting for it to arrive. I did my nails the other day and it was a disaster, so I just ended up cutting them down and now they look real chunky and strange. But it's okay, you know. It's like hair. You cut it off, it'll grow back. I used to always be like that when I was younger. Probably part of it was because my mom was a hairdresser, and so I never felt precious about hair. I always knew it'll grow back. You cut it, it'll grow back. I mean, I guess until it doesn't. If ever there's a time in a day when you're like, what happened to my hair? But for the most part, it'll grow back. Same thing with nails. You can fix them. You can get new ones. I don't really know what to do with the with this butterfly. Okay, well, since I don't know what to do with the butterfly, I'm gonna avoid it for now. Come back over here. And put some more shading in here. One thing though that I have been neglecting is I've been neglecting my alcohol markers. They have not gotten much use since I started coloring. I feel like before I started coloring, I was using my alcohol markers like every other day. It felt like, anyway.
But now I have all these other things to play with that I had not had before. So my alcohol markers rarely get used. I think I need some pink, like for his nose. Let's put a little bit of shading up here first before we abandon ship on this part. Oh, thank you, Joan. I really appreciate it. What brand? OPI. I just got different. You know, I told you I had one of the Nature Strong. I'm talking about like nail polish is supposed to be better for you guys, than like regular polish. Although OPI typically is better polish, like they are known for having somewhat better ingredients, even of the non-natural, non-organic variety of nail polish. But they also do have a line called Nature Strong that is vegan, I think. And so I had one of them, and it was a very nice polish. It worked well, just like OPI polishes do. And so I decided to get some more. Mary persuaded me to get some more of the kind of vegan polishes. So yeah. But I can tend to be very brand loyal, and if I switch, I know me, I would end up switching all the way to a different brand, and I'm not quite ready to do that yet, so I'm going to stick with the OPI. Okay, what do we do with these flowers? I think because I am sticking, you guys, I'm trying to stick with a color scheme if anybody isn't late. I'm in a Camellia Angel Cova group on Instagram, and they dictate the color palette, I think monthly or every few weeks, and I'm trying to stick with that palette. That's why everything is kind of yellowish, because the color palette is yellow. And I'm going with the kind of sienna version of yellow. So yeah, that's where I'm hanging out, in the sienna end of the pool. I love it. I love this page because you guys know I was talking last week about getting in and getting out, like getting in with the page and actually being able to finish it before too long. Oh, I just put my hand right in that. Oh, that's the thing about watercolor, because it's right here on my desk and I'm just kind of going away just like I would be with a pencil. I have to remember that this stuff is wet. It's not like acrylic up on a canvas, and you're not likely to stick your hand in that. You're not likely to do that with acrylic. So, but with water, I'm having to remember. And sometimes, usually I'll stop and dry it. If I wasn't like on this stream, I probably would stop more. I have another hobby that I decided I'm not going to let myself get into, because I need to limit myself. I already had enough hobbies, okay, before adult coloring came into my life. Adult coloring and this gel printing thing. The gel printing and the art journaling, well, the art journaling I kind of already had on the back burner, like in my mind of something I wanted to do. But the gel printing, the reason that came on my radar is YouTube. I wasn't like a social media girly before coloring and kind of getting into the YouTube universe of adult coloring. And then that brought all this other stuff, because you know how these algorithms work. Oh, you like this, so we're going to show you this that you might like too. See, can we keep your eyes on the screen? And I came across gel plate printing, and oh my gosh, it just looks so interesting. I don't know what I'm going to do with it exactly, because I don't have an interest in just making a bunch of paper, but also because I'm getting into art journaling, I feel like I'm going to be able to use all of this paper. I'm really excited about it, even though I haven't quite started. But y'all, I've got all the goodies. I've got all the goodies. Hold on one second. I gotta close my blind because y'all know I don't want people looking in here at me when I can't also see them. Once it gets nighttime. Okay, I think. Let me dry this a little bit so I can take the tape off, because I think I'm good on not needing the tape anymore since I already drenched it. So hold on one second. I'm going to mute myself and hit this with my heat tool for just a second. Okay, now we need to add some more color to these areas. I'm not sure about what to do with these little circles on these petals. Guess we'll figure it out. You guys, another thing, in addition to falling in love with watercolor, you guys, I'm falling in love with Inktense. Inktense pencils are amazing. I decided I'm definitely adding Inktense pencils to my art kit. And I still haven't decided if I'm just going to use the Inktense that I have or buy some extra pencils specifically for my kit. But I love those things so much. I'm still learning them, along with all the rest of this stuff, but I love them. Okay, I need a little bit of pink for his nose and his tongue. Let's see, maybe this rhodonite here mixed with this brilliant pink, or maybe just the brilliant pink. Let's try some of that first. I don't have very much space on this palette, but we may yet make it. That's the benefit of doing a very limited palette. Yeah, that's way too light. Let's add some of this rhodonite. Honestly, I probably need a little red in there. Maybe some Naphthol red. Let's try a little bit of that. Just a teeny tiny bit. Yes, that's better. Okay. One good thing about watercolor when you already paint is the color is color, right? You especially artist pigments. The pigments are what they are. Like alizarin crimson is going to be PR83. You know that. No matter what manufacturer makes it, it's still going to be PR83. And it's still going to behave a certain way because of that. I wonder if I should just put a little tiny bit up here. That's a lot. I said a teeny tiny bit and I put a whole lot. Okay, let's dilute that. Okay, what are their toenail colors? Like what would the toenail color be? Are their toenails like black or are they like ivory? I don't know. I guess I need to look it up. If you don't know something, everything is knowable. So just look it up. That's what I'm gonna do. I wanted to make tacos tonight and I didn't have any salsa. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't have tacos with no sauce. So I ended up making meatloaf, which is the total opposite of taco night. Taco night to meatloaf is a big change, right? My husband is expecting tacos and he's gonna come home and we're having meatloaf instead. Surprise! Surprise, it's meatloaf. Wait, let me see. I missed something. The 1mm Language white acrylic gel pen covers mistakes made by other colors in the 1mm acrylic gel pens after they have dried. Way better than the 1mm going now. That is good to know. You know, we're always on the hunt for the best when it comes to white acrylic pens. I'm going to tell y'all, though, I have decided to stick and stay with 3 things when it comes to white. The Sakura Jelly Roll white has been the OG for so long, and I still stick with it. The Uniball Signal white. I'm going to say 4 things. The Sakura Jelly Roll white, the Uniball Signal white, the Broad, and then Posca white. And the 4th one is one that you cannot get anymore. So sad. So the Jelly Roll white. This is the Uniball Signal white. The Posca white. I stand by Posca white. And this is my secret weapon white gel pen. And I wish they still made these bad boys, but they don't. It is by Sakura also, if you guys can see on there. Sakura. It's called the Sakura Decorese. Decorese. They had these gel pens. They came out with them years ago. And I had lots of the other, I had the other colors. And I had lots of these white ones. You guys, this is my last one. This is it. When this one is gone, it's really over. I think you might still be able to get a few off of eBay, but last time I checked, they were really, really expensive. But this right here is my secret weapon go-to white gel pen for years. But there's this one, the Uniball Signal Broad in white, and the Jelly Roll white. Those, I stand by them. And the Posca. The Posca, the one MR and the one are just phenomenal to me. So I stick by those as well. They're pretty opaque. I had kind of started going down the Langual gel pen route when the craze kind of first started, and I had bought a lot of them. I ended up giving them all, the ones I had, I ended up giving away because it really wasn't for me. Because to me, they weren't better than the Jelly Roll Moonlights. Between the Jelly Roll Moonlights and the Pentel Matte Hop, I just felt like I didn't really need the Langual. So I just kind of stopped. I had bought some of those smaller sets, and I used them just to kind of get a feel for them, and they just really weren't for me. They didn't knock the Moonlight off their throne. So I kind of stepped away from them. But anyway, okay. I'm going to stop right there, you guys. I think I am going to yet again be able to quickly finish a page after this live. I'm going to do a little bit of pencil. I'm trying to think of what pencils should I use. I'm still trying to sort out what pencils I like over watercolor. And a lot of times, hold on just a second. I go to my Prismas because I just love them. But I might do polychromos today. Oh, I love my little pulls that I put on my cases. So all my cases look like this, but they're color coded. So my polychromos is purple. My Prismas are green. Everyone has a color, basically. And they also have their name on there, and I love that. And the other good thing about the 120 case, one pull and the whole case is open. I love that. So yeah, maybe I will do polychromos today just to kind of get a feel for it. Because they have some great colors that would work really well. Like this is dark Naples ochre. Let's give these polychromos a spin. Take them out for a little spin around the block. What are your absolute favorite pencils? You guys, I have a secret. I don't know if it's how big of a secret it is. But the pencils that give my Prismas a run for their money in terms of just a joy for me is Luminance. Oh my gosh, I love those things. I don't know what it is, but I love them. They're so different. And after the Luminance and Prisma, the next pencil for me would be the Derwent drawing pencils. Y'all, this polychromos is coming through. I love that. Okay, they might have to come back off of the chopping block for sure. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so first it's going to be Prisma. A very, very close second for me is going to be Luminance. I love those pencils. And then after Prisma and Luminance, Derwent Drawing. What are the regular pencils I have now? Because I've given away so many pencils. The only regular pencils I still have is Prisma, Poly, Luminance, Lightfast, and Derwent Drawing. So if I had to rank those 5, it would be Prisma first, Luminance second, Derwent Drawing is next, and then Polychromos, and then Lightfast. And Lightfast is last because I just haven't worked with them enough. I was getting ready to use them in that, what's that book? The Fairy Tales and Folklore book. And I could hear the community collectively gasp because somewhere I heard that they're horrible in that book. And I kind of felt like, I wanted to give them a shot. And one of the reasons I didn't end up doing that is because the Lightfast color palette is a little more muted. And the page I was going to use them on, let me show you, it's so bright. I used Crayola Super Tip markers as a base, and it's so electric bright colored. that I feel like I'm going to have to use either my Prismas or Polys on this page in order to finish it. This one, now, look how bright that is. Look how bright that is. Did I use the super tips on here? I feel like I did, because I was trying to decide if I was going to keep the super tips or not, and I ended up deciding to give them away. They're just hard for me to work with. I think the super tips are really good markers, but the way that tip is made is very hard for me to work with, and so I decided to give them away. But yeah, I was going to go on top of this with the Light Fast, but they don't have the color palette to really, I don't think, go with such a bright page. Look how loud that is. Y'all know I love color, okay? I love color around here. We appreciate all the colors. So yeah, so the Light Fast are in last place because I haven't worked with them enough. And maybe the Polys are like that too for me. For now, because I just really haven't worked with them much either. But the Luminance, yes. Although these feel good, this is what I'm going to say about the Polys. I'm always putting them on the chopping block, or I'm not quite sure if I need them and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, every time I use them, I really do enjoy them. The thing is, they're nice pencils. They're just not. They just don't beat Prisma for me. That's the thing. I'm biased. I know it. I know it. I am. I love these pencils though. I remember the first time I used them, I was so shocked because I was so sure I was gonna really dislike them. But I really like them, and they have survived every cut. As I have redone my supplies and really, brutally destashed, these have survived every time. I just can't decide if I need these and the Albrecht Dürers. Because really, when it comes to watercolor, I love regular, traditional watercolor, and I love ink tints. So maybe the Albrecht Dürers will be the pencils that'll get the boot. And you guys might be asking, well, why do they have to get the boot? Because around here, if you don't earn your keep, you can't stay. And by earn your keep, I mean you have to be something I actually use or can see myself using. It doesn't have to be something I use every day. I have things in here I use very infrequently. But it has to be something I know I will use. Like when its moment comes, is this something I'm going to reach for? And that's the question I have for the Albrecht Dürers right now. Is this something I'm going to reach for? If I wanted a watercolor medium, would I reach for those? And so far, the answer is no. Now, they are quality, so if you like a watercolor pencil and you're in the market for one, I do highly recommend them. But if something is not going to get used around here, it doesn't usually stay. It hasn't earned its keep. These things are laying down so well. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Hadassah has said her order is Polys, Drawing, Luminance, Light Fast, Chroma Flows, Black Widows. Is this the order of preference? Prisma is what? Slander. We do not allow Prisma slander over here, ma'am. No, ma'am. This is slander. Hi, Callie. We're ranking colored pencils over here. And so I gave my list in this order, top to bottom. Prisma, Lumi, Drawing, what did I say? Poly, and then Light Fast. And then Hadassah comes in with the Prisma slander. I am clutching my pearls as she put Prisma
these pencils, how many sets? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of 10 sets, Prisma is 9 slander. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Hi, Kim. Slander. Spent the afternoon with their sister, husband, dad. Oh, that's so good, Kim. It's so good to spend time with people that you care about and people who care about you. Especially people who know your flaws and still care about you and want to be around you. That's wonderful, okay? The freedom of being with people who love you no matter what is amazing. You guys, I'm still gasping over Hadassah's ranking. Somebody else give me a ranking and let's put Prisma where it really belongs, because that's blasphemous. Oh my gosh. Brittany, I love that Olo has a recycling program for the Olo marker halves that are out of alcohol ink, and they can be mailed back for Olo to recycle. Now, let me ask you this about the Olo recycle program. If you send it back, do they send you something for that? Like, do they give you a discount on a replacement marker or a refill for it? Or is it just kind of a thanks, we'll recycle it for you type of thing? Because I feel like, no, I can recycle it, Olo. I can take it down to the local recycling center. But if it's like how MAC lipsticks are, you know, if you take so many in, you get a free lipstick. If you recycle 6 things or 10 things, however many it is, you get a free one. That makes sense to me. Oh. Hadassah. Oh. Oh. Clutching my pearls over here. Okay, it's okay. We're gonna let that be what it is. Okay. We're gonna let it be what it is. You guys, I still have a floating set of Prismas around in my garage somewhere that I was hoping that they weren't destroyed because of that. Somebody reassured me that they'll be okay whenever I finally find this, you know, retro set of Prismas that I cannot put my hands on around here. But I've been a Prisma girl for so long. I just love them over everything. They like work, you know, with alcohol markers. Yep. Do they work with watercolor? Yep. Do they work with this? Yep. That? Yep. Most of the time, Prisma is going to work, or at least it's going to get you in the ballpark of what you're trying to do. I'm loving this is the thing about these polys. I kid you guys not. Every time I pull them out, I actually do enjoy them. Do they beat Prisma? No, ma'am, Miss Hadassah. We work through any issues that arise. Maturity helps with that. That's so true. It's so true. You live and you learn. And you both sides hopefully learn to extend grace to the other side. You know what I mean? Definitely. Yeah, every time I use these, I really do enjoy them. Now, one interesting question that I have, now that I've colored over this section, am I going to want to go back in there with black, or am I going to be okay with it being muted down? I guess we'll see when we get to the end of this page. But what color is this? This is pretty too. Naples yellow. What was that other one? Naples yellow, dark Naples ochre. Okay. Yeah, every time I pull these things out and use them, I do enjoy them. But the problem is they don't get pulled out until I get to pencil number
4 out of 5. You know, I've already gone through my luminance and my Prismas and my Derwent drawing pencils. Where did you put the Derwent drawing pencils? Let me go back and see. Okay, drawing are high. You guys, I was not going to get those because at the time that I got the Derwent drawing pencils, I was thinking Derwent pencils were not for me. And it was purely an aesthetic issue. Every time I would look at them with the way that they do the tips on their pencils, I just didn't like it. It just didn't appeal to me. And so, what were the first ones that I got? I went ahead and I got the Inktense. This is how I got into Derwent pencils. I got pencils that were fairly unique. So I got the Inktense pencils, and then I got the Derwent drawing pencils. And then after that is when I got the Lightfast. But man, when I got those Derwent drawing pencils, at that time they only had 24. And then like 3 days later, they announced, you know, that they were expanding. But at that time, when I got those drawing pencils, the first time I put it on paper, I said, okay, this is something special. These pencils are special. There is nothing like this at all. It just blew my mind, and I love those pencils. And their color palette is so amazing. Hold on, I'm going to mute so I can sharpen this pencil. Anybody, do you guys use an electric sharpener? I know there are a lot of not anti, but people who use a hand sharpener. Well, like a hand crank sharpener. I love my electric sharpener because I can just zoop and the pencil is sharp. I really like that. I really do. I want to know somebody else's pencil ranking. Like how many? Yes, Callie, pencils, my usual go-to. Okay, yes. Let's restore. Come back from the edge. Come back from the edge where we were a minute ago. Let's see. Extend grace and hold each other. That is crucial. It is so crucial. You know, especially in this era, you guys, there's so many times that I'm on social media, which again, I've been on social media just about as long as I've been coloring. Coloring introduced me to social media for the most part. I mean, like I knew about it, obviously, but like not using it actively. You guys, the thing that bugs me is that certain trends that people get on without considering the consequence of what that trend really is saying. So here's one that I saw. There is this trend, and by that I just mean something that's happening way too often, of people throwing people away. Like they'll say like, they'll just throw away a sister, a mother, a father. We're no longer speaking. And I get it. People and families can be challenging to you and they can push you in certain ways. But to just throw people away, and a lot of times when you listen to the story of why they're throwing the person away, they will use all of these psychology terms, but the terms they're using are not in line with the story they're actually telling. Like the terms will be trauma and boundaries and I have to be healthy for me and this and that. But the story that they're telling is a story of complete selfishness, a story of no grace, a story of my boundary, meaning you need to do what I want you to do, how I want you to do it, or you're violating my boundary. Like they're using the words, but their story is not actually a boundary violation. It's a selfishness thing. It's they didn't do what you wanted, how you wanted, when you wanted. You didn't respect their boundary, and because they had a boundary, that was a problem for you, and you couched that in terms of they're causing you trauma. And there's so many people just throwing away relationships. And then the funny thing is, as I'm watching these things, because you know how these algorithms are, you know, if you watch something, they'll show you more. As I'm watching it, and it's like people throwing people away, throwing people away, throwing people away. I don't need you. I don't need this. I don't need nobody. I can be by myself, blah, blah, blah. Then
There's this whole other wave of videos of I'm alone and I'm sad and I don't have anybody and there's nobody for me to do life with and there's nobody for me to share life with. And so you people online are who I do life with. And God didn't put us here to do life alone. And there are people in your life who love you and who will love you in spite of your failures, shortcomings, issues, weirdness, frailties, and all of that. And they're actually assigned to you in a way that they could walk through that stuff with you, but you're so busy throwing people away that when you look around and you want somebody to help carry the load, there's nobody there. I got on a whole soapbox real quick, but you know what I'm saying. Because there comes a time when life gets heavy and you need somebody to lift up the other side of this thing that I'm carrying, or you need somebody just to understand, or you need somebody to know that, okay, with my weirdness and with my quirks, you know, this is hard for me to walk through, and you know that I'm having a struggle, and because you know me. Knowing somebody has value. But look, y'all, I've seen so many stories where people like, I threw away my mama, I threw away my grandma, I don't talk to them. Well, I get having a moment, having a season, needing a break, taking a pause, needing a refresh. But why are we throwing people away? I don't want to be thrown away. You don't want to be thrown away. Oh my gosh. Because there comes a time when you need to be able to pick up the phone and call. Girl, we haven't talked, but let me tell you what's going on. And have somebody who's not going to be like, girl, you ain't talk to me, I ain't talking to you either. We matching energy. You didn't call me, so I ain't got time. No, right now I have a moment. I have a need. I can pick up a phone. I can call you. And we could talk about how I didn't call you last week after. But right now, I need grace. I need friendship. I need fellowship. I need laughter. I need somebody to tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that I'm crazy. Tell me that I messed up. Help me get it together. You know what I mean? I don't need you only to be a yes person either. I just need somebody who knows me. There's something that it matters. Y'all, I'm going to get off my soapbox, but it matters. People matter. People matter. We don't have to do life by ourselves. Y'all, these polys are coming through and I love it. These eyes are still quite electric, but let's try to fix that with these pencils, shall we? I don't have a current swatch chart because I was explaining my swatch situation, but no matter, we shall press on. Let me see. What is this color? This is Permanent Green Olive. That might work. Yeah, people will get on your nerves and you know, that's okay. I'm still going to be here for you when you need me. I'm not throwing you away because you got on my nerves one day. When you need me, I'm there. Call. Y'all, I just was thinking about that song. Isn't there a song like, if you call out my name, you know, no matter where I am, I'll come running? What is that? Who sings that? I can hear it a little bit in my mind. If you call out my name. Gosh, somebody help me. What is that song? And you know, wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Something like that. If you call, oh gosh, don't let me start embarrassing myself with my non-singing self on the internet, but what is that song? Oh, it's gonna bug me until I figure it out. Are you guys like that? Like, oh, what is it? I need to know. Let's see, Shar says, I also have my nomadic tribe family in crafting and color. Yes, that's the thing too. It doesn't just have to be blood. Absolutely not. Because God does bring people into your life for a season or for a lifetime who can help you, who can be there for you, who will be, you know, comrades for you in a season.
Even sometimes when it comes to art, because sometimes the people in your regular life don't want to hear about colored pencils. They're not going to get excited about the new polychromos coming out like we all will. So you just come on over here and tell us about it. I see you over there cheering for these polys. They are showing out today. Let me tell you, they definitely are showing out. They must have heard me talking about them being on the chopping block. They're like, do you know my name? Let me pop my collar, because obviously you don't know who I am. I am Miss Polly, and I did not come to play. Angela says, Afmat electric sharpener. Yes, that's what I have, Angela. This is mine. Let me show you guys. This is my current go-to sharpener. I love this thing, but I have always used an electric sharpener. Hold on one second. I'll show you guys what I had before that one. Give me like 30 seconds. Okay. I have shown this before, but y'all know me. I will get rid of stuff around here if it's not useful, but I don't just get rid of stuff just to be getting rid of it, okay? This monstrosity, this Boston sharpener, I have had for so long. I don't just get rid of stuff, you guys. That's not my MO. If you are still useful and still functioning, you can still live here, okay, with all the other toys. Y'all probably haven't even seen a sharpener like this in a long time. The only reason I am not still using this sharpener is the fat pencils won't fit. This is only for the old school. So as long as I was only using Prisma, you know, and sketching pencils, this was fine. But when I moved up to the fat pencils, let me see if the polys don't even fit. Like, I can force that in, but the Derwent pencils, the luminance definitely do not fit. So I had to give it up, you guys. But it still works. But it's in the giveaway pile. Going to Goodwill. I won't even offer that to anybody because, I mean, it's a relic. And most people have like chunky pencils and stuff. But it still works. It has never let me down. I've never put a pencil in there and it didn't get sharp. Isn't that funny? It's crazy. Oh. Oh. Shara, I love that song. Is that part of the lyrics, Shar? I'm gonna have to look it up after the live because it's in my head now. Self-advocate guy who's a jerk. He's not bullying me anymore, but I believe he's doing it. I don't know what the backstory is, Brittany, but that's really troubling. I hope that you're able to get that resolved. Life is too short to be dealing with some old bully. Okay, y'all, this using the iPad for the chat is so much better for me. Still imperfect, but you know, I'll take it. A win is a win. All right, you guys, I'm going to call it a night. I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate your support, and I hope you all have a really good week. I will be live on Monday. I do my Creatively Faithful, faith-focused Bible journaling, crafting kind of live on Mondays at 2 p.m. Central. I call it Creatively Faithful. And then I'll be back here on Thursday for another, you know, coloring, chatting, good time. Thursday at 7 p.m. Central. Let's see. You got a wait. Oh no, that's not the song. You got a friend in me. Yeah, I know that song. Yeah. I'm gonna find it, you guys. I'm gonna find it. I'll probably end up posting it. But thank you again. Y'all be blessed. Have a good night. Don't throw anybody away, unless you have to. Unless you absolutely have to. And I hope that you guys have good people in your life who will help you carry your load, who will be there to listen to you. Even if you haven't called recently, you could still pick up the phone and call them and not feel, any type of way about it. And if you got somebody that you haven't reached out to in a while, give them a call. And, just see if there's something left of the friendship, of the whatever it was. If they were once important to you, give them a call. You never know. It could be your time to help them carry something. And that's a blessing too. It's not just a blessing for people to help you carry what you have to carry. It's a blessing to help other people carry what's too heavy for them right now. If you're in a season where you have some capacity and some space where you can help somebody else, it's such a joy. But anyway, be blessed, you guys. Peace. I will see you guys on Monday or next Thursday. Bye-bye.